66 soldiers drag federal government to court, demand over 1 billion naira. A total of 66 soldiers sentenced to death for mutiny by a general court-martial in 2014, but subsequently given presidential amnesty, have filed a suit at a federal high court, Lagos, challenging their continued detention in the custody of the Ikoyi and Kirikiri Maximum Correctional Centers, Lagos. The soldiers, in groups of 35, 19 and 12, filed 3 separate suits at the Federal High Court in Lagos on August 18, 2020. They are asking the court for an order directing the respondent, the Minister of Internal Affairs and Controller, Nigeria Correctional Services, Lagos, to pay them a cumulative sum of 1.3 billion naira for violation of their fundamental rights to personal liberty and freedom from discrimination of their persons. The plaintiffs, through their lawyer, Mrs. Funmi Falana, contended in the fundamental right enforcement suit that their continued detention, despite the amnesty granted them by President Muhammadu Buhari since April 9, 2020, is illegal and unconstitutional. The soldiers maintained that their continued detention violated their right to personal liberty guaranteed by Section 35 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, and Article 6 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, Ratification and Enforcement Act, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004. They are therefore seeking a declaration that their continued detention at the correctional center in Ikoyi and Apapa also violates their right to freedom from discrimination guaranteed by Section 42 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, and Articles 2 and 6 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, Ratification and Enforcement is Act Cap 810, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004. According to their counsel, other reliefs sought by the applicants are for an order directing the respondents to release them from the custody of Ikoyi and Kirikiri Correctional Centers forthwith in compliance with the presidential amnesty granted on April 9, 2020 by President Muhammadu Buhari of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, pursuant to prerogative of mercy under Section 175 of the Constitution. They also asked the court for an order directing the respondents to pay to the applicants a total sum of 20 million naira each, being compensation for the violation of their fundamental rights to personal liberty and freedom from discrimination of their persons. The soldiers had been charged and tried before a general court-martial for mutiny, criminal conspiracy to commit mutiny, attempted murder, disobedience to particular orders, insubordinate behavior, and false accusation contrary to and punishable under the Armed Forces Act, Cap 820, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004. At the end of the trial, they were convicted and sentenced to death in a judgment delivered sometime between August and September 2014. Their lawyer explained that upon a review of the case, the confirming authority upheld the conviction but commuted the death sentence to 10 years imprisonment. Falana said, since the convicted soldiers are entitled to remission of the 10-year jail term, they are required to spend a total of 80 months in prison custody from August 2014 to May 2020. The applicants have spent over 67 months in custody. Thus, the applicants have spent over 80% of their prison term. In exercise of the powers of prerogative of mercy under Section 175 of the Constitution, President Muhammadu Buhari has granted amnesty to certain categories of convicted inmates, including those who have spent 75% of their sentence after remission, as well as inmates who have less than 3 years term left to serve, having served a substantial term of their service for offenses that attract 5 years and above. Having been in custody for 67 months out of the prison term of 80 months, the applicants have spent more than 75% of their 10-year imprisonment. Alternatively, since the applicants are due to be released next year, they have less than 3 years to complete their 10-year term of imprisonment. They are therefore qualified for the presidential amnesty, having served a substantial term of their sentence. The respondents ought to release the applicant from prison custody forthwith in accordance with the terms of the aforesaid presidential amnesty. So whose fault now? Because this is like a this idea of a disobedience to rule of law is like it's part of us. If something has been said, let something be done in this manner. It should be done in that manner. This disobedience to court order is just the order of the day. It's just so rampant. Little thing we can't even obey. And we want investors to come into the country. We want the best. We want everything to be in accordance with the way it is being done elsewhere. I was just listening to one man that was being interviewed when they were talking about this karma of a thing. Oh, the man just said, oh, this karma of a thing, it's what has been practiced in other countries, and we want to join the other countries who have been doing this, who have been, they want to join them because that is the standard or the best practice, what is being practiced all over the world. And people are like, you see everywhere, when it comes to what they are going to intimidate people or what they are going to gain, that is when they will be referring to UK, they will be referring to US, they will be referring to all these developed countries. But what those people are doing to their people, the kind of treatment, the kind of carrying everybody along, the kind of development that is happening, so to speak, in that place, they don't want to do the same thing, but they want to do the other or the opposite. That's why a lot of people are not really even interested in this karma of a thing, because you have not been able to manage even what you are doing, that you are elected to do. Now you want to go into such thing. That does not mean that maybe other people people who are involved will not be able to obey the law in place. But I'm just trying to say, when it comes to all of those things, they'll be telling you that is how it's being practiced. But little thing, this like this for us to obey is always a problem. It's always a problem. So now these people have taken them to court, suing them. Federal government are demanding over 1 billion naira. Everything. A lot of people are languishing in the prison cell, in the police custody. They are not even being tried. A lot of them suffering for what they never, the offense they never committed. Everything is just upside down. The way we run this country is anywhere belle face. There is no system in place. There is no coordination. People just do whatever they like from top to bottom. So guys, let's hear your opinion. Leave your comment and let us know what you think about this whole thing. Thank you.